Let's meet our guest this morning. His name is Pastor Moses Gashuhi and Gashugi.
Gashugi, yes.
Gashugi.
You got it right.
Badonalan, Badonalan.
Yeah.
But he, of course, has been here before, Karibu Sana.
Asante.
And today we specifically want to talk about father relationships. And specifically how to transcend the father wound. We talk a lot about daddy issues.
Yes.
And I think it's been the subject of a lot of jokes and a lot of memes, but the reality is there's many people who've really gone through painful experiences, and it's completely affected who they are today, how they relate with men, their own children, their spouses, their bosses. So maybe you can talk to us really what we mean when we start talking about a father wound.
All right. First of all, I thank God that He's blessed me with a son. So he's 6 years old. So at least I've seen what it is to be there for him. And I didn't grow up with dad myself. I think he left when I was the age of my son at 6 years old. So I've always desired to be there for him at the age of 6 and just see beyond 6 how life will be with him.
And your dad left?
He left us at around,
I
remember I was young, and one day he came and he told me, I am thinking of leaving and I will never come back.
Whoa.
And he asked me, can I go? I was young, and I remember that memory has never left me. I remember I told him, yes, you can go.
Wow.
I think there were issues at home. I don't know what made me say that, but that never left me. Up to today, I still remember my words. And I also remember that he meant what he said when he said, I will go and never come back.
Wow.
So he's never come back. I don't know whether he's alive or not.
Wow.
So then, in that way, I summarize father wounds. It is this expectation in every child that I'll grow up with both of my parents, and I will not know pain through my parents. We can go through pain from other people, but we don't expect it from home. Unfortunately, throughout the whole world, majority of the wounding in the heart, the pain that people go through, comes from home. And if you just do your research, you realize that most of the people in prison, the inmates, guys in gangs, women who are sexually promiscuous, if you just talk to them a bit, you realize that the mother is there, but daddy wasn't there, or daddy was abusive, or he himself was the one who sexually assaulted you. So the father wound comes from the lack of that love from dad.
And just drawing on your own experience now, you know, thanking God that you're a father, and at the age which your dad was not around, you're there for your son. Talk to us about what it is that a child really needs from their father. What were some of the things that you would have really loved for your dad to have been around, you know, to teach you or to guide you or to show you?
Yes, and as a man, when he left, I didn't feel it then. But now once you start growing into teenagehood, you realize there's something I've been missing. I hear my mom, we talk, we chat, and that's it. But there's this voice that you miss. There's this direction. There's this identity. I cannot learn to be a man from my mother. She's wired like a woman. But I needed to learn how to be a man from my own father.
Right.
Like how do you behave towards ladies? How do you talk to ladies? How do you respect them? If you do get married, how would you treat your wife? So I miss the identity part. And you really struggle with that because you keep asking yourself, then who am I? Why am I here on this earth? The purpose dad exists, even from scripture, father means source. So dad should be the one to give you direction in life. First of all, you got your identity from him. You are named after him in most families. But there is also this other part that dad should give you direction, should show you who you really are. You look at Jesus when he was about to start his ministry, and God said, this is my son, in whom I am well pleased. Before he began, he needed that affirmation. He needed to know my dad got my back. He believes in my potential, and he's now telling me now go into the world.
So it's a very important role.
A very.
And in many ways, though, we've kind of diminished it in societies today. As much as we celebrate the strength of women, and we are okay out here, you know, championing that whatever a man can do, a woman
Mother's
can
Day.
do better. Not necessarily, clearly. That there's as great of a mother as you may have, there's just that role that a father figure would play in their child's life. Absolutely.
A very huge one. And unconsciously, we are always looking for that If we didn't get it, we are unconsciously looking for that role that dad didn't play. So if you're in a relationship, you're hoping that this guy will be able to give me what dad didn't give me.
And I'm glad you've brought that up, because even when you talk about the examples of people with a lot of challenges, you'd say, you know, many of the young men in prison, you know, brought up in single parent homes. You talked about women who live maybe their lives sexually promiscuous. A lot of them, it's also just this idea of seeking love in all the wrong places.
Yes.
I want you to dive deep into that now, especially because we're tackling relationships.
It's deep, and it's deeper than we ever actually think about it. What you're actually looking for is daddy's words. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I asked myself, why do we have people in church every week? It's full. Every Sunday, pastors don't really struggle to bring in people. And I realize every Sunday or every time you go to church, your pastor will be speaking very positive words to you. You're blessed, you will prosper, you're beautiful, you know, life will be good for you. And I realize, even as much as we come to worship, there's this connection we have with our pastors and our church leaders, because they speak into who we are. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that affirmation. So for relationships, when people get into relationships, they are unconsciously having this void in their hearts that dad should have filled. So if you have a good guy, he can play that role. He can affirm you, he can talk to you, he can tell you the good things you want to hear. And it's not flattery. That's what we should do. We should bring out the potential in each other. As a man, I should be able to call out the potential in the woman should be able to call out the potential in the man. But when it is abusive, so you yourself, you grew up without dad, then you're in a relationship that is also abusive. This guy doesn't value you, sees you as a sex object. Then you end up thinking men are bad. Men are evil.
And yet it's rooted to something.
It's rooted to something
deeper.
else that you've never really overcame.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, guys, we're going to be carrying on this conversation after the break. I see some of you already sending in your comments and your feedback. In fact, someone here is saying, on the part of fathering, I never got to enjoy the love of my father. Not that he's dead, but he left us. So this affected my relationships with people of the male gender and made me never get involved into a relationship, even up to now. And you don't know if you should say you hate your dad. Oh dear. Well, we're going to be tackling this and even more of your feedback. If you have any experiences you want to share, 22999 is the SMS line. Send us also your questions. You can also reach me on our Facebook page at Switch TV Kenya, and we'll be back after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. We're here talking about transcending the father wound and daddy issues, and we're here with our guest. His name is Pastor Moses Gashugi. I got it right,
You're
right?
good.
Gashugi.
Yes.
And thank you again for just sharing, first of all, even your own story, but even just the insights as far as the very real issue that this is. And just over the break, we were talking about how for someone who has grown up with a very strong father figure in their life, you realize that they just approach life very differently, because that father figure, they always knew that someone has their back, and he instilled in them like their own value, which is pegged back to what you were saying about this gap. It's really a question of identity. It's an identity crisis.
It's an identity crisis.
Yeah.
We're always doing things to, if a young man joins a gang, it's not that they want to do what that gang does, shooting people and mugging and all that. They are looking for that approval. That, wow, you did good today. Look at all the money you got.
Wow.
So they get that praise and they feel, this is where I belong. This is what I always wanted to do. So if they are shot dead or they are sent to prison, they go inside there and they find other men who had daddy issues. And then in prison, probably you never now get that approval you are looking for. Actually, the pain increases. That's why someone said that I hate dad.
Yeah, and in fact, let's talk about that, because she's 20 years old saying, I don't know if I should say I hate my dad. And of course, now having issues with, males, trying to get into maybe a relationship and just really struggling with that. this again is a massive topic and we would not exhaust it today. But when someone is at this point of almost feeling that sort of hate and anger towards their father figure who was not there, that's even more damaging.
It is. Even Jesus on the cross, he got shocked. He asked his father, why have you forsaken me? In the beginning, I was your beloved son. You were very happy when I was born. You got excited. You're in hospital. Why did you leave? Even if you observe divorce, the effect in children, they think it's their fault. Dad left or mom left or something like that. And they think maybe I was the problem. Maybe I'm the one who made them separate. And so it affects your esteem. You probably never forgive yourself as a child, and you grow up. And if your parents don't notice that you've never healed from that, they assume you're okay.
Wow.
And because you're not in your daily relationships outside there, they will not know that my daughter or my son is struggling with identity.
Yeah.
Mothers do try. They try their best. They will provide, they will help you, and depending with how they are also wired and the experiences in life.
Wow.
But for such a lady, her issue is these relationships we're getting into, they seems to be affected by my dad. So we need to deal with the dad first.
Okay.
Maybe do I need to forgive my dad,
Yeah.
heal my heart,
Yeah.
then be able to relate with this opposite sex.
Sure. We have a lot of SMSs coming in, so we're going to try and breeze through them quickly so that we can get through as many
That's
as
fine.
we can. Hilda here saying, I have a cousin who's never been in good terms with the father. She says her father never sees anything good kwake. Hey, alafu Joyce husomangi message za kwani kila mtu leo ananitoanisha jamani. Hilda nasomanga. Okay, ndio hii nimesoma. But here, someone who's never been in good terms with their father, that their father never sees anything good in them. Another person saying, watching the show from Kitengela, I really love the topic today. My father left when I was a teenager. I went through a lot of mental turmoil. Now I'm in a relationship and I'm having scare and trust issues that he might not care enough and leave me just as my dad did. I'm being a bit cold. How can I get over it? Both of these people, you can hear the sense of them, number one, feeling this idea that they don't care about me, and then what follows that then is that now they're going to leave me.
Yes.
So clearly trust issues humongous with this relationship.
Yes. Because dad was put there specifically to deal with that. As a child grows up, I need to feel secure. I need to know who I am. Dad shows you the other side of life. Like, this is how life is. This is how you deal with challenges and situations. And so when dad leaves or when dad is abusive, then it affects your view of life. Wherever you go, you carry that view that people don't love me. If they reject you a bit, you think, yeah, even my dad never really loved me. He never even said he's proud of me. I was thinking yesterday, if our fathers woke up tomorrow and they just call you and say, hey, I'm proud of you, I love you, how will that affect your day, that particular day? Because words have power. Words are so important. God, when he was creating the earth, he used words. And fathers have been put there to speak into the lives of their children. In the Old Testament, whenever fathers wanted, they realized I'm about to die, they would call their children and bless them. Tell you, your future will be like this, your future will be like this. Not mothers. We don't see mothers speaking. We see fathers speaking because they give that direction.
Wow.
They speak into your future. So when dad leaves, what he's telling you, probably you're not worthy enough. You're not beautiful enough. You see, when a young girl puts on a nice dress and dances around the dad, she wants to hear you're pretty, you're cute, and you're going to be a beautiful wife. You're a princess. She needs to hear that.
Right.
If she doesn't hear that from dad, she will grow up looking for that.
Absolutely.
Whether at work, in church, in relationship, she will grow up, or he will grow up as a guy looking for daddy's words in other people. Now, other people will not be like your dad. Either you'll be lucky, you get a good guy. If you're not lucky, you get this is worse than your dad. Then you'll have this view that this is how life is, which is not true.
Yeah.
Not all fathers are bad.
That's
but statistics do show that in majority of these painful things that people go through, majority of the inmates, majority of those who rape, majority of those who rob and all that, daddy wasn't there.
Wow.
Even when they are shooting for dad. They are like, I wish dad was here to see what I'm doing. Wow. And just say, I'm proud of you. We go to school and work very hard, get that good GPA, get that grade, and you're just wishing dad would be here and say, I'm happy for you. So he's not there. Maybe he died. Or maybe he left. Or maybe he's there, but he's those
just
dads
not
who are
been
like,
good.
yeah, there's nothing. They will never say anything to you. And that thing, it creates a wound. And all of us, most of us have that wound.
Yeah.
Even when you heal, it's like you never heal completely. There's still something. Sometimes you do some things to get some
And in
identity.
fact, speaking of healing, Margaret from Rongai is just saying, this topic of father wound, I don't even like talking about it. And you say,
It's not funny.
It's not funny at all.
Yes.
And she's saying, what is the importance of healing from it? We're going to try and touch on that as well. Fence from Nyandara watching as well says, nice topic on fatherhood. I'm learning something new. Kagwadi Kamau says, what an incredible topic on fatherhood. I actually have learned a lot from my father, and I think I wouldn't be where I am today, I guess, if it wasn't for him. And then you say, fortunately or unfortunately, I am dating a lady who the dad passed on quite early. And then he says, by God's grace, I'm also playing the father role to her, and she really appreciates it. I just texted her on how I believe in her potential. Is that
That's
okay,
good.
though, in a
That's okay,
relationship to play
because
that role?
when you're getting married, this is what happens. The man mostly is there in front. The lady comes with her parents, and they give her to the man. And what that signifies, especially to the father is saying, I have been dad to my girl, and I'm giving her to you to take care of her. From today, I may not be calling her every day. From today, I may not be the one to pick her from work. So I'm kind of transferring my fatherhood role to you, young man.
Or at least the
And
responsibility
I'm expecting you to
over her.
become a father to my daughter. That's what the father is communicating. That you actually, daughters never really leave their dad. We just transfer it to somebody else. You remember Sarah told Abraham, you are my Lord. They've grown so much that she realized Abraham not only does provide, not only does the nice things, he's like someone I can look up to give me direction as a woman, tell me how or what to do here and that. And I think that's what, so this gentleman is saying, I feel like I'm playing that role.
Okay.
It's a good role. It's not that bad, because
Okay.
then this girl is able to heal from not having her dad throughout her life.
It's just that it makes me question. You know,
Yes.
sometimes I get questions on this show, especially when you're talking about relationships, of people being like, "Oh, you had to janilipia school fees. He's not done what." And so I almost think of it negatively, because they're literally looking at him as, you know, your dad didn't pay school fees, so now you're expecting your boyfriend to be the one to pay the school fees. But
Yeah.
I guess it's within certain
It is
bounds.
within certain bounds. If it is out of a genuine heart, like the guy saying, I've just
Yeah.
texted her to tell her I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
What those words does to that lady is tremendous. It makes her day. And I don't think she's surviving because of those words. But men have that God-given authority to speak over. When God says, I make you to be the head of the house, that was a lot of communication. That there are certain things I expect you to do for this lady.
Yeah.
And then her desire shall be for you.
Yeah.
So she will be desiring you to say certain things, do certain things for her.
Right.
Probably just to affirm her. And I can tell you, not many ladies grew up hearing such words from their father. Not many.
Okay.
So if you find a man who can speak into your life, it's a good thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Good.
also men are tricky, because they know
Don't
if they
manipulate.
say the negative now to tell you you're ugly, you look like this, why can't you dress like so and so, they know how damaging those words are to a woman.
Okay. Lots of SMSs here. Let me just maybe read a few of them and then we try and
Yes.
address them together. Someone here says, for me, I grew up without my dad, and I've really prayed to God nipate a good guy to cover that. So kind of related to what we were talking about.
Yes.
Although I still have
So
questions.
if she doesn't get that, if she doesn't
if
get
you
someone
don't
to cover
get
that,
to cover that role, what
she'll
happens?
grow up thinking my life is a mess. Because that guy may never behave like what you're expecting.
Yeah.
And he may not be a bad guy,
Yeah.
but he may never feel that void. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, okay. Another says, hey Joyce, I'm watching from Nakuru. I'm a total orphan and was sexually assaulted by my uncle and also raped by a close family friend and neighbor. I have genuinely never loved any man. Could the experiences have played any role? Absolutely, I would say so. And I think it's important for you to seek out some counseling. Very, very important for your own well-being. So please do seek that out. Another says, allow me not to shout my name, but I grew up with a father who used to raise his voice at us, kutuchapa kutukelelesha sana, and this instilled a lot of fear in me and anger that I have not been able to overcome till today as a young lady. It also affected my social life with people. I really don't know how to socialize, and I have struggled with low self-esteem for long. Please help, you say. Mwingine anasema, hey Joyce, how can someone really heal from the father wound apart from therapy? I'm a 23-year-old lady and it is, in capital letters, difficult. Worst part is you cannot actually talk freely about it because it's your dad. I love this question because I think so many people find themselves here. You want to find healing, you want to find solace, but in this culture of us, you're supposed to protect your family at all costs.
Don't expose.
Huwezi enda uanike nguo in
Love
public.
covers.
Love covers a multitude of sins.
The number of girls who've been sexually assaulted by their fathers are more than what is reported.
Which is just disturbing even
Very.
to think about.
And they never get to speak about it. Even when they get married, they will never tell their spouse, by the way, my dad defiled me when I was young. Because first I don't want to expose him, and then probably I've never healed, I've never forgiven him. Therapy is okay. Counseling, very good if really you had a very difficult time with your dad. Spiritually speaking, I like Malachi chapter 4. God says, in the last days, I will send the spirit of Elijah, and he will turn the hearts of the fathers back to their children, and the heart of their children back to their father. And God says, I need this to happen, because if this doesn't happen, I will come and curse the land. So God is saying that in the last days, we have to be very intentional, very aggressive towards our relationship towards each other.
Yeah.
First, he addresses the fathers, that take the first initiative and reconcile with your children. Realize the mistakes that you did. Come on, if you insulted your children, you know you did wrong. You know, parents don't like apologizing to their children, even when they think they are wrong, and they know that they are wrong. But first of all, if fathers would reach out, tell your son, tell your daughter, I am sorry for what I did or I did not do. Even if you left, you divorced, you left, you can write to them letters, you can call them, and just first of all say, I am sorry. I acknowledge my mistake. That will do a lot of healing to that child.
Yeah, those 3 words, I am sorry,
I am
are
sorry.
so powerful.
I didn't know what I was doing, or even if I knew, now I know better. Forgive. Now, if the father doesn't do that, it's now upon the children to take up that opportunity and say, you know what, dad may never apologize. He may never come back. He may never look at me in a good way or say those positive words, but I need to move on. When you started, the quote was like, don't allow the water to come in. Just let it stay outside so that you don't sink. We don't need you to sink. So you don't allow the bitterness, the resentment to dwell in. And the best way is to just tell yourself, you know what, from today I have purpose. I am forgiving my dad.
Even if they never apologize.
Even if they never apologize. Because this forgiving is for you. It's not for him. Maybe he doesn't even see anything wrong that he did. But it has affected you and your relationships. You don't even want to get married. So first of all, tell yourself, I need to forgive and let him go. And so that my life, first of all, can heal and I move on. And it is very important. And I attended, there's a friend of mine called Ernest Wamboy. There's a meeting I attended that he was doing. And at the end of it, he was speaking almost the same thing about fathers and how they had their children. And he was doing an altar call. And he told the teenagers, they were young girls, some of you, your father will never apologize. But today, being a father myself, I want to say, I am sorry. For whatever dad did to you, I am sorry. He may never say sorry, but I am here as a father to say, sorry for the insult, sorry for the sexual assault, sorry for my absence. And I saw girls crying. I saw them connecting with that. And even today, I'll tell any woman that is watching this program today, you're watching this program today, or you're a young man and dad may never say, I am sorry, or he's not even there, he died, or he left your mom, that today as a father I could stand and say, forgive us as men for the days that we were not there, the days we came late, the days we insulted you, we didn't come for your graduation, we didn't affirm you as our children. I stand to say we are very sorry. I am sorry as a father. And I think today is the best time to start forgiving. And I hope that out of this program, you'll find peace, you'll find healing, and life will move on.
Amen.
It has to begin somewhere. We have to decide.
Absolutely.
I will not allow my dad to bring my life down. I want my marriage to work. I don't want to look at my husband and treat him badly or my wife because of my dad. They don't deserve it. Bishop Obonyo said that bleeding, if you don't heal what hurt you, you will bleed on those who never hurt you. So don't bring this bleeding to someone else. They don't deserve it. you heal, show them love.
Wow.
And that will build a healthy nation and a healthy family.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Whoa, what a topic. I mean, certainly we've not been able to exhaust all of the different messages and SMSs that you guys have sent in, but I think we've been able to try and answer
Yes.
many of the different themes that there were, of a father who's not there, or a father who is there but is just not the greatest, relationships now with present day spouses or partners. I think we've been able to touch on quite a number of those. Thank you to all of you for sharing your stories and your experiences with us. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to you as well, Pastor. And if people want to maybe follow along, maybe they have a follow-up question they want to ask you directly, can they?
Yeah, they can. You can call me or text me on 0799 839003, 0799 839003, or reach me on Facebook, Moses Gashugi Blessed, or on Instagram, Moses Gashugi Blessed, or Twitter. You can always inbox and we'll talk and pray together.
Okay.
And everybody, we said everybody has these struggles.
Yeah.
So it's not that one is perfect.
Absolutely.
We are all healing. I share my experiences, you share yours, and we become better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you once again for your
You're
time.
welcome. You're welcome.
With that said, guys, we're gonna put a peg in that conversation for today. But for now, we're gonna get ready to have Dennis join us on set. He, of course, is continuing his weight loss journey. We're gonna be weighing him today and seeing how much progress he's made since we last saw him here last week. Stay tuned. This is Full Circle with Joyce.